everyone, and welcome to tonight's episode of Triggered. I'm your host, Zachary Clark, and you all know my co-host, Adam Furman. Adam, how are you doing this fine monsoon season evening?
It is what it is. I was able to get half my lawn mowed today after and before it started raining.
In a break from the rains? Any more water in that basement?
The what?
Any more water?
I don't know what you're talking about. Otherwise, I might get triggered out into space.
Well, you know, it's monsoon season, and it's just one of those things that happens, buddy. It's alright.
Oh, just randomly sudsy water just comes up from the wall. No, it's coming in from
Common occurrence.
from either the dishwasher. I mean, it was the dishwasher, but I don't know. That in the kitchen sink meet up and go down. So at least it's not poo water this time.
Well, it is. It's the waste drain apparently emptying into your walls.
Yeah, it smelled fine. It's not on the walls. It came up from. It was the pipe. I sent you the picture. There's a pipe. I don't know.
Well, you might want to get that. You might want to get that looked into.
Moving on.
He's got those new house blues.
Yeah. Dryer broke this morning again, so had
did you touch it and get electrocuted again?
I did not. I had to haul all 5 kids to the laundromat. So it was good. Good. So a splendid day, Zach. Thank you for asking.
It sounds like a really wonderful, fulfilling day. Spending quality time with your children. So that you could now come to us live, straight from the temperate caves beneath the glaciers of Antarctica. Because that's where we're at tonight.
Oh, okay. A little toasty here.
Oh, it's a toasty. 77 degrees beneath a mile of ice. But we'll get into that. Yeah, I mean, you took the day off and everything, so.
Yeah.
Rip roaring, ready to go. Ready to go. Ready to check out the scanner radio. Up first, we've got something from the scanner. 1201 North 13th, Burien Park. QPD and EMS responding for a male lying on the ground, surrounded by beer cans.
Oh no, I wonder what happened.
It's a mystery. I first started reading it, I'm like, oh my gosh, they found a body in the park? But then it's like, oh no, he had himself a little party in the park.
Surrounded by beer.
Hey, it could be any one of us. It could have been any one of us.
I don't know about that one, Zachary.
In my backyard, I've got this nice grassy hill. The grass grows very nicely there. And sometimes I might have a few beverages, and then I might just go lay in the grass out there. It's just kind of nice.
And you wake up and you're all wet from the dew?
No, Allison said she looked out the window and saw me laying there and thought I had died. One day.
Oh no. This was Monday?
No. One day, not Monday. It's on Monday. Not that degenerate. I did my heavy drinking Friday and Saturday. So, no judgment on this fine gentleman.
No judgment from you.
Sometimes you just want to lay in the grass, man. I don't know. Hate is gonna hate, apparently.
He living?
Huh?
Is he alive?
I don't know. It doesn't say. I'm assuming it would have. They usually don't report, if they died or whatever.
Oh.
I'm guessing he was just passed out, taking a little nap. But less wholesome is the tragedy that occurred at 18826 310th Street in Ewing, Missouri, where a person was unfortunately trampled by a cow. EMS en route. Be careful. Bovines are enormous creatures.
Farms are like one of the more dangerous places you could be at.
100% true.
It's not like we read these little books to kids and stuff, and like, McDonald had a farm, and you gotta watch out, otherwise, the hogs will eat your body.
Yeah. Oh, the cows are just gentle giants. They wouldn't hurt a fly, said children as they ran into the pasture trying to tip over cows in the middle of the night. It's a quick way to get trampled by a cow.
Yeah, at least you go into like the older female goats. They don't care. They're just like there.
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
So at night, you're going up to the older female goats because they just don't care?
Why were you going there at night? That doesn't make any sense.
To tip cows.
Why would you be doing that? Why would you be trespassing and hurting someone's property?
It's like a fun game. I don't know. I never did it myself because I knew the dangers of farm life.
Is this what happens if someone was trampled through tipping cows?
It was at almost 8 o'clock at night, so my guess is they were trespassing, but hard to say.
Hey, gotta watch out for the pigs.
Yeah, you can go out Hannibal style. Read it. And finally, update on fight season. 2 females fighting in the drive-thru at Taco Bell East. One female on top of the other, holding her down. Going buck wild for quesadillas.
It does not say that.
No, it doesn't. I made that part up, but really, the Taco Bell menu has been on a steady decline for the last few years. Every time I go there, and I'm a Taco Bell coin sour, if you will, they don't have hardly anything I want. I'm like, that looks terrible. That sounds bad. Ugh. So does Gruntold. Give me the Nachos Bel Grande, please. And that's about the only thing I eat there anymore.
You're like a disenfranchised customer.
Yeah. I don't know. They've betrayed me.
I guess I'll get this.
They betrayed me. It used to be they would have these delicious grilled burritos, and they were made on these 12-inch tortillas, and they're filled with like rice and beans and everything. Oh, it's so good. And you know what they did with that, Adam? They put it in the trash. It's my favorite thing. Don't even get me started.
You ever order it just to see what they'd say?
Hey, can I get a triple XL grilled stuffed burrito with steak, please? I'm sorry, sir. I don't even know what that is. I started working here 3 days ago. And then I'll be fighting people in the Taco Bell drive-thru.
Hey, you ever witnessed any fights when you were working Taco Bell?
Brawls? No. I think I may have mentioned it here on the show before, but there was an Indian gentleman who would always come to Taco Bell and order the same thing, but always be upset because we'd get his order wrong. And apparently, and this is backstory I only pieced together through very dedicated detective work, but he apparently found some beef in his burrito, and he asked for no meat. So he took his food, and he thought that it would be cool to throw it through the drive-thru window back at my employees. He says, I ordered no meat. I can't eat meat. I'm a vegetarian. You get this wrong every time. I'm like, why do you keep coming here?
What is that?
Hey, It would probably take maybe once, twice. Maybe once I give you the benefit of the doubt, come back again, screw it up again, and I'm done. I'm not going back to that restaurant.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice. Oh, you're not gonna fool me twice?
Fool me 3 times, I'm throwing that burrito in your face. Anyway, I told the guy that he needed to calm down or I was going to call the cops. He yelled and drove off. I'm sure he came back the next day and asked for a burrito. Just a shame I wasn't working. I would have hidden a piece of chicken under the beans.
No.
Oh, I'm so sorry, sir. Did a piece of chicken sneak in there somehow? Oh, it's unfortunate. Don't cross me. Go to the other. There's like 3 other Taco Bells in town. If you got a problem with this, I don't know. I'll just tell you. Red Burrito just opened like 10 feet away. Go get your whatever they got there. I don't even know. Outlandish. And it was terrible. I don't know. I didn't want to get into it. I didn't even get it. But this was a super busy Taco Bell. And the drive-thru line would always be backed up like around the whole building and stuff, right? Because it's just like, just so much volume would fly through this store. And so this guy was probably waiting in line like 20 minutes.
To throw the burrito back in?
Yes!
You check YouTube? So, is it like a man throws burrito back in?
This was before YouTube was a big thing.
Oh.
People don't realize that YouTube only happened in like the last 10 years. Word to thing in the early aughts. People were still on 56K modems. Buffering a 3-minute video.
Amazing we could play online video games at 56K.
You couldn't really. Not any like real time ones.
Oh yeah, I played real time strategy games. Age of Empires. It was great.
That doesn't sound fun. On a 56K modem?
Yeah.
You'd be lagging out the entire time.
No. I did just fine.
Yeah. They wouldn't let you play.
My horses would drop dead and I had no reason. No clue why.
The consoles, you had to have a high-speed internet connection in order to play online.
Yeah.
You could not hook them up with a 56K modem and be able to, like, deathmatch Halo or whatever it was.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Speaking of death matches, there was a horrific murder that occurred in Chicago. Horrific murder. It was a Puerto Rican Pride parade in Chicago, and apparently this couple was driving through town and got into a fender bender. It was a minor traffic accident. And after the accident, they were mobbed by people in the neighborhood, attacked the woman and drug her out of the car, shot her. And the gentleman hopped out of the car and tried to protect her and be a human shield. And then a second gunman came up. This is 2 gunmen. And shot that guy in the head execution style. And there was a video on the internet, and I recommend not watching it because it haunts my very dreams. But it was absolutely horrific. But the mayor of Chicago, Lori Lightfoot, has vowed to find those responsible for the horrific Humboldt Park murder. Let me see if I can find her quote where she's like Wyatt or talking about getting them. Oh man. Sure got this set up first. You know who you are. People know who you are. You need to turn yourself in because we're going to spare no resource whatsoever to find them and bring you to justice and make sure that these people who created such Brazen chaos and harm are held in custody till they see their day in court, the mayor said. And I'm like, oh man, she's really going after this murders. I'm so glad that Chicago's taking murders seriously. However, this is the first time that I've heard her use such assertive language, saying that they're going to find a particular murderer. So I'm assuming there wasn't very many murders happened lately.
Huh.
Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Oh, no, Adam. Adam, in the past 12 months, 790 people have been murdered in Chicago.
Yeah, it's awful.
790 people have been murdered in the city of Chicago in the last 12 months. Let's see 2021. It's just this year. 323 people
Yeah.
have been murdered.
Started.
But at least she's going after this 2 murderers.
Yeah, well, you know.
Only 321 to go, Lori. What are you doing? Allison and I were talking about this, and I said, I don't feel comfortable going to Chicago. She's like, oh, I'm sure it's fine. You just can't go to the bad parts of town, and I don't know, without getting into what that means.
The whole city.
This is the heat map. This is where all the murders have happened.
Wait, there's so the north side and the south side?
East side, west side, all the sides of Chicago.
Wait, there's like a break right there. Is that the loop?
There's still murders up in the north side.
No.
Downtown. You're talking about the highway?
Yeah, I was gonna say right there.
Where the interstate comes in? Isn't it the Dan Ryan?
I don't know. Yeah, out of state city.
Don't worry, guys. Don't worry, Chicagoites, Chicagoans, Chicagoans. Lori's on the case to solve these 2 murders.
700 murders over the past 12 months?
Yeah. We're gonna get these 2 guys.
Well, you know.
I guess you don't know. They could have been responsible for all of the 700 murders. And if they get these 2 guys off the streets, no more murders. So, could be.
Who guy execution style, like, he's done it before.
I don't know. It was bad. He was like sitting there and he like put his hand up and the guy just right in the face. Oh God.
No, the reason why her such strong language is because it was been nationally publicized, right?
Oh no! Yes, that's exactly why.
That's exactly right. And then, and the severity of the
horrific and brazen, and actually captured on film this time, and it made national headlines. Unlike the other 700 plus murders, where it was just like, it's just Chicago.
Yeah.
Whatever, man.
Yeah, man, there's like kids who are getting murdered and stuff. You scroll through like those people who've been murdered in Chicago, kids.
Yeah, all the time. I think it was like maybe a couple days before that. I had seen there was another one. It was caught. It was like a security camera. And I think it was like a gang assassination, but a guy was like running away from the gunman. He was like hiding behind these children. And the assassin didn't seem to care and was like firing 45 rounds like inches away from a child. Lori Lightfoot wasn't on the news talking about capturing that guy. So hard to say what her motives are, Adam. Who's to say?
I thought there was a whole thing about defunding the police.
Well, we don't need the police. We just need people to stop doing bad things, Adam.
Yeah, she did the whole. She pleaded with. It was
Yes, she
extra.
begged the rioters to stop rioting. Yes, I remember. She went on TV.
Yeah.
Oh, that's okay, Adam.
You need to go Daily, Mayor old school Mayor Daily on him.
If you are seen looting, you will be shot on sight. Oh my gosh, is that allowed? Technically, yes. You can use lethal force to cease a person from committing a forcible felony, like a burglary. So, FYI, looters, it would be legal for you to be killed. Just not very politically, prudent for her to go judge or to go Mayor Daley style, Judge Dredd style.
There's a slip.
But hey, with this new crackdown on murderers, I'm expecting to see a new wave of people that are valuing the sanctity of life, human life in all of its forms, Adam. There wouldn't be anybody out there trying to justify or minimizing the ending of a human life, would there? Who would do that? Oh, look, a new children's book. I'm sure this is very uplifting. Let's take a gander.
Oh.
What's it called? Oh, what's an abortion anyway? Oh, I'm sure it gives like a hard look at the choices that these parents have to make in life or death situations. Oh, here we go. Some people have abortions because they can't take care of a new baby right now. Hold on, I'm sure it gets into it. Let's look. Some people have abortions because their doctors say pregnancy could make them sick. Well, there you go. See? Could be lethal. Yeah? Let's see. It keeps going. No matter the reason, everyone should be able to make this decision for themselves. See? People think that life is very important, so much so that you should be allowed to kill unborn children without any restrictions.
Not be able to take care of them.
Yes. See, it makes perfect sense. Because I can't take care of the child, it should be killed.
Yeah. Oh no.
Perfect logic. I don't know how this... I can't see any holes. Any holes at all.
Grandpa. Oh wait, you can't do that yet.
What?
I can't take care of Grandpa, so.
Wow, hey, now he's out of the womb human.
Oh yeah, the birth canal constitutes personhood. Is that the deal?
Yeah, it definitely conveys it. But I mean, I don't know. But I don't know how abortionists haven't been canceled yet. It leads me to believe that people either A, don't know anything about the history of abortions, or this whole woke SJW culture is more about power and attacking your enemies than it is about principles of destroying racism and its historical roots. Because
there you go. That one. It's that one. That one, Zach. That one.
Where was it? Oh, it was this one. Yeah, this is good. If you were to kneel for 1 minute for each black life lost to abortion since Roe v. Wade, you'd be kneeling for 38 years. people may not know this, but eugenicists were pushing for legalized and widely available abortions in minority neighborhoods in the early 20th century. And they have continued to proliferate there to this day. And the reason was because they wanted to reduce and eliminate black and other minority populations. And to this day, they continue to ravage those populations, committing a genocide that nobody talks about because, well, you're either a crazy pro-lifer that wants to bomb abortion clinics or, hate women. Or you understand that a woman's right to choose is a solid, sacred liberty interest. They should not be questioned or denied. And any question or denial, no matter how legitimate or well stated, could act to weaken the protections that we've fought so hard for, and so must be silenced at all cost. If you're paying any attention at all, you might understand that that's the narrative of all this stuff.
Yeah.
People don't trust other people to be able to look at things and make right decisions, aka decisions that you agree with. So you must restrict the information available to them so that they can only hear one story, the right story. And in that way, they would make the right decision. Because when you don't have all the information, you're definitely making a decision and not just being forced down a path against your will.
It's against your will. You mean like I don't know, crazed husband or a crazed boyfriend or crazed parent?
No, like a person who can do whatever they want as long as they do the thing that I tell them to do. That's sort of like the world that we live in now. It started happening, I don't know. I remember started hearing about people, it was journalists talking about how journalistic ethics, to the extent that they said you needed to be objective and present the stories and reports that you're issuing in an objective way, giving fair time to all sides of an issue, or you would be creating bias and exhibiting prejudice and destroying your credibility. And then some people said, hey, that's not fair. We have opinions, us journalists, and we should be able to voice them and assert our own opinions and use those to drive the narrative, make editorial decisions in the kind of stories that we shine a light on and the kinds of reports that are put in our newspapers and talked about on our TV stations and radio shows.
Yeah, and then you get, what happened with Dan Rather? Got complained about something, right?
What's it? I don't know. I can't remember what happened to Dan Rather. Was he the one with the helicopter story?
I think that was Brian Williams.
And there's Brian Williams too. I pulled him out of a burning helicopter on my back or whatever. Yeah. Hey, strange thing, people all of a sudden stopped trusting the news, Adam. I don't get it. It was probably just Trump. He said fake news a lot, so that's why people didn't trust the news media anymore. It wasn't because they had eyes and ears and they could see and hear that these people were partisans and were no longer objective and they couldn't be trusted not to lie to you. Oh, it's like... Dude. It's like... Oh my God. I don't understand. It's Trump again.
I like, I don't know, probably from 2015 to like 2017, I had like checked out of like major news, anything. And then I heard all the like the fake news stuff like you just talked about. And I'm like, oh, what? Like, there's, wait, that's, that's, that's obviously wrong. You learned, oh, that's not right. You learned that the first semester in law school. That's not right. And that's just like, oh, anyone who's worked 6 months in this industry knows that this is fake. Like, this isn't real. And it's just like, that's where we write the test. Are these people ignorant? Are they dumb? Are they not doing their homework? Or do they know? And then they're intentionally misrepresenting, That's the bad thing. Are they dumb or are they evil?
Yeah. Dumb or bad, classic conundrum. Sweating guy with 2 buttons. They can get away with it, though, because what they would do is, and this was the classic trick, but still highly problematic and a violation of journalistic ethics as I understood them 20 years ago, is that you would report a story, and the story itself wouldn't be biased. It would be the true thing or whatever, as far as your facts showed in your investigation, to the extent that you did one. Which could oftentimes be a Google search, and there was coming out these people, the reporters weren't really doing any sort of investigation or verification of facts before they were reporting things. But what they would do then is they take a story and that supports whatever narrative or point of view that they want, or goes against one that they oppose, and then they curate their their outlet, so that's the only kind of news that they report. So it got so bad. It used to be that what they would do is they would only report the good thing that supports your position that the opponents would do. So if George W. Bush was out there saying something about granting amnesty to illegals or whatever, that you would report that in a positive light because it supports your policy initiatives or whatever you're trying to do. Strange thing happened when Trump got elected, though, because even the things that he did that supported the policy initiatives that the other side wanted were still colored in a negative light or twisted in such a way that the way Trump was doing it was so evil and wrong. And they just attacked him mercilessly for everything. Nothing he could do, even when it was in support of their agenda, was permitted to be spoken of favorably on media outlets. And everybody was like, it's become so transparent now to everyone that even the normies are like, I don't know, that doesn't seem right. But, see, so it was Trump the whole time. See? Trump made us report on him like this, and so made us become the thing that he said that we were.
Yeah, that was the thing that was the excuse for the Wuhan lab leak theory.
Yeah, exactly correct. It's like we're not. This is clearly a conspiracy theory. The Wuhan Novel Coronavirus Institute in Wuhan, China, where the novel coronavirus began to infect humans, had nothing to do with the thing.
There's no conspiracy. It's like that actually has a good. It's like preponderance of the evidence. Like it more likely than not probably has some relationship to
it. Or we should at least look into it.
Yeah.
No. It's just a conspiracy theory, Adam.
Yeah, right. And then recently, right? Because then they came out and they said, "Oh yeah, a lot of us thought so, but we didn't want to do it because we didn't because Trump said it." And I'm like, okay. So what if there were answers? What if there's some things that could have prevented, business closures over the past year, people dying or
defeating Trump was more important than all those things. He was going to bring it into democracy itself, Adam.
Yeah, because because authoritarians lose elections. Tell you what, authoritarians never lose elections. At the 11th hour, or maybe the 15th hour,
That's because
4 a.m.
a cabal of secret, powerful interests got together in the 11th hour and fixed it so that he couldn't win
Yeah,
the election.
they're the bad guys. They're the bad guys. They're the oh.
Oh. But, I did find this interesting thread. And it was a guy, and I don't remember why. I think that he was just doing this for fun, but it was like a enormously long thread, and it was just all the fun things I want to do if I win the lottery. I said, his was things that he would do. Well, what'd he say? I don't want to misquote the guy. Things I will do with Jeff Bezos' money after we board his yacht and give him noogies in brackets until he signs it over. Number 11, it sort of touches on another thing that we're talking about and uplifting our primate brethren, but create a lobbying group to grant citizenship to hire primates and teach them JavaScript.
Oh, very very hippie with the granting the citizenship, whatever. And then like the teaching JavaScript. Why not? They can learn railroad switch.
Heck yeah, like I don't know. Like I said, I sort of want them to like build their own empire and civilization and then out of their natural habitat, and have my uplifted chimps conquer the others. And once they've like fully ascended, like wage war against me as their godhead, to finally displace me and say like we are the gods now and kill me, and it's all a metaphorical thing.
That's like oh, that's good. That's almost like Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Almost. It's a twist on it. It's good.
Number 12, bring a large platinum-rich asteroid into low Earth orbit for mining. Oh no, what's this? The orbit is rapidly decaying and Los Angeles has 7 minutes to evacuate. A lot of his stuff is just like destroying everything that he would... Oligized polymer-eating microbes released aboard container ships at every major port. Just like... the world we live in is so broken. It must be taken down. But the first one that he had posted was 1. Expedition to the 78-degree cave networks beneath Antarctica. Have you ever read The Lost World by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle?
No.
Well, The Lost World takes place not actually in Antarctica, but in South America, in the Amazon, and it's like this plateau that was like isolated, and the dinosaurs still roamed there. Interestingly enough, there was and I don't know if this was in the comics, I do know it was in the X-Men animated television series from the 90s, that the Savage Land was a place in Antarctica, like inside the glaciers. And it was like a prehistoric place with like dinosaurs and things. And I think that it really exists now, because this is my latest thing. Move over, Atlanteans. Here comes the prehistoric caves that have been untouched by the outside world. There could be mammoths roaming here.
What if it is an Atlantean cave network?
Oh my god, you magnificent bastard! Yes! The Atlanteans! Oh, it all comes together! Oh, this makes so much sense now. Oh, Adam, you couldn't be more correct.
It's so wrong.
uh, they have drilled core samples, but no one has gone spelunking yet. And they have found plants and microbial life that is unknown to science within the depths of these caves.
Nice. Move over COVID-19.
Prehistoric stuff. Well, since we're so evolved, Adam, clearly our immune systems would know how to handle old stuff. Not worried.
Oh, no, what was it? Oh, I can't remember if it was it was either on House MD or it was on Stargate SG-1 where there was this. They did that where there was like an ancient bacteria or something. Some guy got infected by it. They treated it with hot soup and Sprite.
And it was a success.
I'm just asking. That was actually the cure of the SARS via South Park.
You have to drink whiskey with honey in it, hot. That cures any colds and sicknesses.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there was a guy that got it early, the COVID early in China, and he said,
Yeah, I just drank a bunch of whiskey.
I'm fine now. See? It's the cure. I knew it the whole time.
Yeah.
But my fascination with these caves, I didn't realize, but apparently there's a natural instinct baked into like our brain stems. Get this, there's a thing called terminal burrowing. An apparent self-protective behavior known as terminal burrowing or hide and die syndrome occurs in the final stages of hypothermia. The afflicted will enter small enclosed spaces such as underneath beds or behind wardrobes. It's often associated with a paradoxical undressing. It's obviously an autonomous process, say researchers in Germany, from the brainstem, which triggers in the final stages of Is this German? I can't do German.
You were doing like Australian.
This is Australian, mate.
You're kind of. You need to.
Yeah, the final state of hypothermia, it produces a primitive and borrowing-like behavior.
Like
Protection as seen in hibernating animals.
Yeah, you're like from Frozen or something.
Yeah.
It's not German.
No, I don't know. I feel like those guys, that part of, Europe, they're getting close up there.
It's all the same.
They're all the same over there. But then I came across, in that same thread, a interesting topic on hobby tunneling, and I'm like, oh, yes, I do want to do this.
I was actually the thing that I thought of before you dive into this. I was thinking of Saddam's spider hole.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. He knew. He knew the end was close, and so he dug in.
Yeah, just dug the hole, and then, I don't know if he was naked or not, but
they pulled him out of there. I think he was shirtless, but I can't recall.
So there we go. It's not a hypothermia, hyperthermia. Which one?
Let's see what this gives us. Saddam coming out of his hole.
Oh.
The images. I don't know. I don't have one where he's fresh out of there.
Alright. Never mind.
This is one where he's getting hung, though. That's how he went out, for those of you who don't remember. They hung him. Redford. Anyway, usually hobby tunnelers dig their tunnels by hand using little equipment, and some can spend years or even decades to achieve any degree of completion. In some cases, tunnels have been dug secretly and only discovered by chance. You do own, unless you've sold your mineral rights, all of your property down to the very center of the earth. So I guess with a spade and enough time, you can do whatever you like to have a tunnel collapse and kill you.
That's it. I mean, especially since my yard is not like wide enough to be where it'd be like, oh, okay, if this wall over here falls down, whatever. There's still this wall. No, you just be like, it just rained. It's monsoon season.
Well,
and then you have 2 minutes of air. Yeah. Oh wait, only one because the the weight just pushed the.
Yeah, but then you can like dig yourself out through the muck. And it's just like your hands emerging through the grass.
Several months.
It's like your face.
Yeah, then you get shot as a zombie.
Yeah. It's like, what are you doing? Stephanie runs into the backyard. Adam? Don't backtalk my hobbies, wife. These tunnels will be dug again, and there's just like this big sinkhole down the middle of your yard.
Gotta be careful. You can't do that in the city and stuff. Like, you're right. You do own all those. You do own all the land, but then it's like, one, what do you do with the dirt? Can't throw it over the fence to the neighbors.
Sure, you can.
And then two, you got to be careful. You can't legally dig underneath their property.
Yeah, legally, but they don't know. They don't have their own tunnels.
It's like now, if you get home, some dudes riding a scooter or something on the. Anyways. Yeah, it's a neighborhood project. Yeah, everyone's in on it. Have your own underground tunnel system. Careful of those gas lines.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like the episode of King of the Hill where Dale digs a tunnel underneath the alley, but it has no braces or supports. And him and Boomhauer and Bill are down there, and Hank, of course, is trying to be practical. And he's like, oh, you're going to get killed in there. And you can't just let them get killed because the garbage truck's coming down the alley, and it's going to collapse the tunnel and kill them all as soon as it drives over that part of the alley. And so he has to drag them out of there to save their lives. He can't just let them die. Oh, Hank Hill.
Dug a hole through the alley.
Yeah. Oh. You may have heard. Tragic news. American technology pioneer and known solicitor of prostitutes, John McAfee, is dead. He died in jail in Spain, and they say that it was by his own hand that John McAfee committed suicide in prison.
Another billionaire committed suicide in prison?
Yes. But not only that. It was very strange. Wait, what's this? I've just come across something very interesting. It's straight from John McAfee himself, and it was just in November of last year. It says, getting subtle messages from U.S. officials saying, in effect, we're coming for you, McAfee. We're going to kill yourself. I got a tattoo today just in case. If I suicide myself, I didn't. I was whacked. Check my right arm. Cryptocurrency. Whacked coin. So John says that he didn't commit suicide, or he wouldn't commit suicide, but the government's coming after him, and they're saying that we're going to kill yourself. Very interesting. Maybe this is an Epstein situation. Maybe John McAfee didn't kill himself. Maybe it was another brazen hit job within the confines of a correctional facility. His wife was just on the TV today talking about how she had spoken to him earlier in the day before he was found dead. And he had said to her that he would call her that evening. And that none of it sounded like somebody who was on the verge of ending their own life. I also saw a video where it was women who had had an intimate relationship with John McAfee, and let's just say that he was into unconventional relations. He's a freaking weird dude. So I don't know what's going on. There's all this talk like there's a 31 terabyte dead man's switch of all the dirt he's got on everybody that's gonna be like disseminated, and if he dies and all these things. The one thing I saw today was that he actually had there was a condo that collapsed in Florida, like an entire building just like collapsed. Yeah. There's like 100 people missing or something like this, 150 I think, and the thing was like John had said on the internet that his dead man switch was located near the place in Florida, and he had a condo in that building, and so instead of risking it, they just blew up the whole shabango.
What is that word?
Shabango?
I don't know. I've never heard.
So I don't know. Conspiracy theory. And then the other side came out and they're like, oh, those conspiracy theorists are going to have a field day with this, saying that this wasn't actually a suicide. And this was literally like hours, just like mere hours after it was announced. And we had no facts about it. They're like, clearly, I'm the smart one rejecting any sort of potential conspiracy theorists. And I'm like, you guys are just fed plants on the Twitter space.
I'm like, how much more obvious could you be?
Trying to attack the narrative that he was murdered in his cell before it could get any traction, because obviously you're just glowing in the dark.
It's like... oh, there's going to be a bunch of conspiracy theories since he said he would never kill himself, and he obviously did. And it's like, the news didn't say anything.
We didn't even know how he did it yet. What are you talking about?
Just delete the post.
There's no facts. I saw one thing. It's like 3, 2, 1, and we're going to hear about how the cameras weren't working that day.
Yeah.
But you may notice that this phraseology is very fun. We're going to kill yourself. And it's perfect. It perfectly encapsulates what I feel like a CIA stooge would be saying to somebody when they're going to make it look like they committed suicide. Because it's not like, we're going to kill you. Or, we're going to kill you and make it look like you committed suicide. Because, like, that's a mouthful. You don't have to say all that. So to get the idea across that you're going to kill them and make it look like a suicide and be brief in your phraseology, we're going to kill yourself. And I found this fun Hillary meme.
Oh.
It's Hillary, looking particularly like Hillary, and she says, "Back off, or I'll kill yourself." He gets me every time. By the way, if I'm found dead and it wasn't me, I was whacked. Adam, he's not brave enough to go in on Hillary Clinton on the public internet.
My mug is right next to yours, buddy.
Yeah. Well, if we get that life insurance policy, I'm sure it'll be fine. That's what we need. We need to take life insurance policies out on each other. Big brain. Big brain.
What is? I don't know what that does.
It just creates motive to kill each other.
Oh, gosh.
It can just like add just a little bit of tension to our relationship. It's like, is this a plot to kill me for the life insurance money? And it's always in the back of your mind.
Oh, that sounds like a awfully written sitcom. Like, it's like there's like a normal exchange in the grocery store, and then like they each go into like opposite sides of the store, and then they're just like, "Is he gonna kill me?"
It sounds like a plot line from Trust Me.
Oh yes. Does the guy's thinking about it like the lawyer's like, oh my gosh, it doesn't work like that.
No, man, it's cool because I got a life insurance policy against him. It could work. It could work. Oh. All right, let's see what else we got here before we can wrap up the show. There was so much stuff. I think we're gonna have to leave off some stuff. There was there's a pirate Chinese fishing boat fleet that's been pirating the fishing waters off of South America, and the Argentinians are literally blowing the ships out of the water. But we don't have time for that. We don't have time for that. There's been an attack on CRT in all these conservative states. Conservative states are attacking CRT and banning it from school curriculums and stuff. But we don't got time for that. But that does lead into this.
LED plasma 4K.
White people are being urged to organize themselves around their racial identity. We don't have time for that either.
Oh my gosh, I saw I told my wife that. She's like, "You're making that up." I'm like, here, look, here it is.
Because I did want to talk about the Newspeak violent language glossary that had dropped just a couple days ago. And just so you know, these are the kinds of things that you're not allowed to say anymore. And there's much better things that you could say that mean the same thing, Adam. They convey it just as good, and they don't have the let me look. Hold on, I can't say a thing. They will have the correct content note in them to keep someone from having an adverse, violent, defensive response.
A freak out?
Whoa, we trying to stigmatize freaks? Hey, this ain't that kind of show, buddy.
You can't stigmatize freaks.
Among the things that you shouldn't say anymore is "you're killing it." You can't be saying "killing it." Somebody might have been killed, Adam. If someone is doing well, we don't need to equate that to murder. Say "great job" or "awesome." It means the same thing. Take a shot at or take a stab at something, again. Literal violence is being perpetrated. These expressions needlessly use imagery of hurting someone or something. Just say, "give it a go, champ," or "try." Conveys the same message. Here's one that really is going to affect us. But you can no longer use trigger warning. Trigger warning is old speak, bad speak, because the word trigger has connections to guns for many people. We can give the same heads up using language less connected to violence. like a content note or a drop-in.
Drop.
I don't even know what that means. I don't even know what drop-in means, but if you're dropping in and my great-great-grandfather was hung in Nuremberg, you say drop in on me like that? Make me remember? Make me remember that state violence. Not me, not me. Don't go off the reservation on me, Adam. Oh, can't say that. This phrase is harmful. Has a harmful history rooted in the violent removal of indigenous people from their land and the horrible consequences for someone that left the reservation. You can sit and say instead. You can say instead. Disagree with the group. Defect from the group. Defect from the group. It's like that Russian defector that went to Great Britain and then was murdered by being poisoned with polonium. And now I'm remembering that. All these words, they have connections to things, Adam. They have connections to things, and so we can't use them because they trigger me. I mean, they make me remember bad things.
They content note you.
Anyway.
Drop it. Is that like your intrusive thoughts or whatever? Like,
I guess. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know. I didn't get that one because I don't even understand. But for those of you familiar with George Orwell's 1984, the party was restructuring the language that you could use by having an official dictionary of approved terms that would create a more streamlined and efficient way of speaking, and that was the justification. With a subtext justification that if you created a language so restrictive, it would be impossible for people to have wrong thought because there wouldn't be the language to express anything within the language to like even think the bad thing. It's right here.
Yeah.
So watch out. But wrap up our evening. As usual, we've got some ice cold facts coming to you straight from the Twitter feed of Ice-T himself. Ice cold facts. Don't worry so much about being the boss. I've always chose to ride shotgun. Just a valuable team player. Get my bag and keep it moving. F being the boss. Everybody wants the boss's head. Ice cold fact.
It's true.
Yeah. Ancient knowledge, too. But spoken to you in a way that a modern audience might understand. You know, the kings get the sword of Damocles dangling over his head. There's pressure with power. But dropping some knowledge on us. One more time, Ice-T. And that's our show for the evening, folks. Really hope you enjoyed it. If you did like the video, please like it. You can subscribe to this channel. Share the video around with all of your friends who might enjoy this content. Follow us on social media. We got our Twitter handles there right below our name. Comment on the video if you liked anything or didn't like anything, or you'd like us to talk about any particular thing next week. We're coming up on 1 year of Triggered soonly. We might have to do something special. I don't know exactly when it is. I'll have to look. But I believe at the 1 year mark we will start season 2. Season 2 will begin. This has been season 1. We're episode 34 of season 1. After that, season 2 will begin. Adam, did you have anything you'd like to add here at the end of the show? Perhaps about digging?
digging.
Anything about hobby burrowing?
It sounds like fun. Like I said, it's restrictive because like the land, and you have your yard, and I don't know if you had like farmland or whatever.
I'm gonna hand dig a well in my backyard. I'm sure the water table is like 1,000 feet down though, since we're up on this bluff. But I'll hit it. I'll get it. Then I'll dig little tunnels into the sides, and then I'll just live in there for all the days of my life.
Yeah, make sure you got like a cover for it. You know, you
No,
don't want
no,
like the.
I'll build a magnificent, modern glass building at the top so the light can filter in to the Morlocks below. All right, folks, that's our show for tonight. Really hope you enjoyed it. And don't worry, because we'll be back next week. Same trigger time, same trigger channel. Good night.